This is Rob. Rob has a business idea that he really believes in. He knows he can help people with his idea, but he doesn't exactly have the capital to advertise and get his business off the ground. Sound like a familiar situation? It's a pretty common scenario for a lot of entrepreneurs. But what a lot of business owners don't know is that there's a specific strategy out there that you can use to increase your revenue and scale without having to spend money on ads. This means you can get your business off the ground and start generating brand awareness and ultimately customers without a lot of upfront capital. So it's time to dive into the magical, wonderful world of organic marketing. I'm Brandy with Life Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow, and I'm going to give you 3 free strategies in this video, and then I'm going to talk about the ultimate free marketing strategy that your business can thrive off of for years to come. So make sure you watch to the very end. Strategy number 1 to grow your business for free is following the latest social media app updates and trends. Now, this doesn't mean you need to learn the latest TikTok dances, but it does mean you need to be aware of what's trending on social media in general. Why? Because the platform algorithms care. And if the algorithms care, so should you. When TikTok took over and started taking attention away from Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, what happened? Shorts and Reels happened. Vertical, short-form content, the same thing that TikTok was known for, started appearing on these other platforms. And when Reels and Shorts were introduced, these platforms gave a lot of preference to accounts that created this type of content, and those accounts grew exponentially without spending a single ad dollar. We have seen firsthand what viral reel content can do to generate brand awareness and top-of-funnel audiences that ultimately turn into customers and revenue for your business. So when new platform features come out, be the first to try them. You'll get extra organic reach from the algorithm for it, and who doesn't like being favored by the algorithm, right? In order to do this, you'll need to get comfortable on camera or learn how to make faceless video content, because video is only getting bigger and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So those 2 videos will be linked below to help get you started. All right, strategy number 2, become the best guest you can be. Offer to clear the table, rinse your dishes, take your shoes off at the door. No, I'm just kidding. What I mean is a content guest. A content guest means you are featured on or contributing to someone else's content, preferably someone else who has a larger following than you and whose following is relevant to your business. Or it can be done by being a guest on someone else's podcast. If you can find a podcast whose topic, nature, and audience is relevant to what you offer, that's a great route to take right now, because podcasts are only going to get more popular and a ton of them are making audio and video versions of their podcast. So that's video content that you can repurpose to share on your page as well. You get exposure, the chance to establish yourself or your business as an authority figure in your industry, and you get free video content out of it. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? There's literally a podcast for any and everything you can think of, and that's great for you because that means that there are likely going to be hundreds, if not thousands, that could have you on as an expert guest. And that's not an exaggeration either. There are over 4 million podcasts out there. So if you can get featured as a guest on a relevant one, that will put you in front of an already established audience with a host that all those listeners already know, like, and trust, who is then essentially vouching for you as the expert on said topic. The only reason this strategy isn't my number 1 is because it can be a little hard these days to actually pitch yourself as a guest for podcasts. People with podcasts get bombarded with requests like this all the time. We actually know a few podcasters and have seen some of the emails they get, and a lot of them are pretty bad. So if you're going to do this, you really got to make your pitch stand out by leading with the value that you're going to bring to their audience. Here's what I would suggest. Don't make the pitch all about you and your accomplishments. Instead, give them 3 to 5 topics that you could confidently talk about that their listeners care about, and let them know why you're qualified to talk about it. Now, even when you do that, odds are that when you're just starting out, you're still going to have a fairly low response rate. So you may want to check out this free website called matchmaker.fm, where you can search for relevant podcasts that are actively looking for guests. And you can just pitch yourself through there. Not sponsored or anything, and I've never personally used them, but I've heard some great things, and they definitely seem to make the process more streamlined. Pitching to podcasts that are actively looking for guests, I would imagine, saves you some time and makes sure that your time and efforts are going to the best possible places. Then, as you book onto more and more of these podcast shows, your influence will grow, and before long, you'll probably start getting invited to appear on other podcasts. Now, if getting featured on podcasts or writing blogs for other relevant websites just seems a little out of reach right now, there is one more way you can become a content guest that's a little easier, and that's on social media. Find a relevant account with a large, relevant following and reach out to them to see if they're up for a collaboration. You all could create a reel reel together that's featured on both of your pages, or you could take over their stories for a day, and so on. The key with any of this is to find an account or website or podcast that is not a direct competitor, but like I said, is still topically relevant to what you offer, and therefore would have a following that would likely be interested in what you offer. Because ultimately, the point of this strategy is to put your brand in front of new eyeballs that are likely to purchase from you. So take us, for example. We're a digital marketing agency for small businesses. It would be relevant for us to get featured on a podcast for entrepreneurs, or a website that's sole purpose is like a community bulletin board for startups or something. So take some time to research where it would be beneficial for your brand to appear and see if you can get featured as a content guest there. All right, now strategy number 3 is to optimize your content machine. By that, I mean give yourself a full audit on your website and social media pages and where you're putting your time and energy. You want to make sure you're not just making content for the sake of making content. You want to make content that works at driving new customers for your business. So first of all, ask yourself honestly if your content is valuable. How do you know if it is or not? I'll break it down with the 3 E's. It needs to do at least one of these, but in a perfect world, your content should do 2 or all of them. And that's engage, entertain, and educate. Next, you need to master the video content creation process. I have 2 different templates of sorts, like guides, that you can use for this. The first is the HTP formula, which stands for hook, tension, and payoff. In your video content, use a hook to engage your viewers, build tension by giving more context little by little and keeping your audience on the edge of their seat with questions. And then the payoff is a satisfying ending that gives them a dopamine hit that makes them associate your content with feeling good or that satisfied feeling. The other formula you can use is benefit, time frame, objection. Now, I'd say about 20% of your organic content should be sales driven with CTAs and things like that. So this formula works for those sales type posts. It gives everything that a warm lead needs to convert. It leads strongly with the benefit that you can give them, the time frame they can expect it in, so they know when they can expect a tangible result, and you handle any of their major objections at the end. By regularly auditing your content and ensuring that it's actually giving your audience helpful information and value, you can ensure that the people entering the top of your funnel are staying in your funnel long enough to convert into a customer. If people follow you but then never get anything helpful out of your content, they're probably going to unfollow you and fall out of your funnel altogether before they ever become a customer. Creating the best content possible for them is going to help you avoid that and instead create more customers for your business. All right, so those are the individual strategies. But what about the big overarching strategy that I mentioned that you can start using to make some real money when you have no money? That, my friends, is going to be making a lead magnet and a sales funnel. So first, you need a lead magnet. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a free offer that you give in exchange for someone's contact information. This could be a free guide, ebook, checklist, quiz, template, discount code, just anything that they will find valuable. You've probably seen these before, like if you've ever downloaded anything online that required you to put in your email address or contact information to get it, then you've probably opted into a lead magnet. And I know I just said email, but SMS or text message marketing has been growing in recent years as well, so you might as well get their phone numbers while you're at it. You've probably noticed a lot of e-commerce stores now ask for your email and phone number in order to get that first purchase discount code. Collecting information like this is gold because it allows you to stay in touch with people who have already interacted with your business, and hopefully your lead magnet was so good that they actually look forward to hearing from you. Just make sure that your lead magnet meets 2 basic requirements: usefulness and relevance. Usefulness is like the most basic requirement that your lead magnet must meet. Your lead magnet should provide the best free value that you can offer. It should help your audience solve a problem or answer a question that they have. If it doesn't, it's completely useless. In fact, if your lead magnet is useless, it may even have a negative effect on how the customer views you. They may feel completely ripped off that they gave you their private, personal information in exchange for nothing helpful, which means they probably won't be thrilled to hear from you and are really probably not going to buy from you. So make sure your lead magnet is useful. The second requirement is relevance. You want to make sure that your lead magnet helps people with a problem that they have that is directly related to your business. For example, a lawyer offering a free lead magnet on the top 5 Black Friday deals at Walmart is not relevant. You might generate some leads, but they will be low quality. They won't understand why they need to hire your firm instead of one of your competitors. It may be useful, but it isn't relevant to your target audience and therefore will not draw people who are likely to convert into a customer or client later. We have a whole video on B2B lead magnet ideas, so I will link that if you need help thinking of a few lead magnet ideas to create for your business. Then, once you've got your lead magnet created, you need a good landing page to host it. One that's strategic and well optimized for conversions. A landing page is a web page that serves one single purpose: get people to download your lead magnet. It should clearly state what you're offering and how it helps your clients with an easy to identify call to action. You want this page to make it as frictionless as possible for them to download your lead magnet. This is the start of your funnel. Generally speaking, a funnel has 4 sections: awareness, engagement, conversion, and advocacy. This lead magnet and landing page and all the content we've talked about today are what's referred to as top of funnel strategies. In other words, they mostly serve the purpose of raising awareness. Now, there's a lot more that goes into your funnel than just a landing page and a lead magnet. So in order to really effectively use this strategy to help increase revenue and scale your business, then be sure to check out this video right here.